Hello guys and welcome. So today we're going to be going over getting started in the gym. So essentially what I want to do is break this video down into 3 topics: where to start, dieting, and lastly supplements / kind of be proud of yourself for getting there in the first place. So for getting started, the first thing you're going to want to do is figure out what your goal is. That could be losing weight, gaining muscle, getting in better shape in general. So after you figure out what you want to do with that, then you can move on to what kind of workouts you want to do in the gym or even outside of the gym. We're going to go with the building muscle here, and there's a lot of different things you could do with this. There's different splits that consist of different days for different things. A very common split is called a PPL, and that's going to consist of a push, pull, and leg day 2 times a week. So you're going to do push, pull, leg. That could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are going to be push, pull, and leg again. There's a ton of resources out there for finding what workouts to add in, what exercises to do. I'm going to link down bodybuilding.com is pretty much where I got started. Bodybuilding.com has a ton of resources for you to use on finding programs, dieting, all the above, so it's just a great resource to have. So after you decide what your goal is, what split you want to run, next is going to be staying consistent with it. This is one of the biggest things that you have to kind of mentally get over. Once you start going and build a habit out of it, it becomes easy to go. But the hardest part is going to be going day after day, or whatever your routine consists of, whether it be 3 times a week, 4 times a week. Try not to make excuses not to get into the gym. An easy thing to do is persuade yourself that you don't need to go today, or I'm feeling really tired, I kind of want to take a nap, I can wait till tomorrow. Best thing to do is getting in there, getting it done, and then you start building that habit of going to the gym, and it becomes just a part of your life after that. One thing that you're going to notice, and it's going to be huge, is going to be how sore you are after a couple workouts. Whether you're brand new to this or you've done it before and you want to get back into it, you're probably going to be sore, like really sore afterwards, so prepare for that. The soreness will go away after about 2 to 3 weeks of consistent training, and then it'll just kind of be a thing of the past. Although, for a lot of people, like myself included, I do kind of crave that sore feeling. It tells me that I worked hard and I got a good workout in. So try and chase that. I mean, I don't want it to be as bad as when I first started, because I couldn't walk or sit down because my ass was so sore from doing squats, or every part of my chest hurt, or all of my arms. I don't want that. Make sure you're still striving after those 2 to 3 weeks of getting past that you still want to make sure you're pushing yourself hard and working. Bring some headphones or anything to listen to music on. For me at least, is a huge deal breaker whether or not I have a good workout. If my headphones die, then it's kind of really hard to continue the workout without listening to my music, so make sure whatever you bring is charged or you have it with you. Last thing about basics, what I really want to stress, and I cannot stress this enough, is form over weight. What a lot of people do when they get in the gym is they see other people lifting these heavy weights, and they want to lift those heavy weights really fast too. And what they're going to end up doing is hurting themselves. And then they're not going to want to work out anymore. They're going to stop, or they might not even be able to continue if they hurt themselves. Weight really doesn't matter at any point unless you're a power lifter and that's what you've trained for. But you have to progress up into that, or those high numbers. You have to get there, and that takes time and consistency. So start off doing a manageable weight, or even better yet, no weight, and just get down the basics of whatever movement you're doing. That's going to help you in the long run, and you're going to see a lot of progress if you're doing the exercise right versus doing more weight and doing it wrong. One big thing that a lot of people might not know to do is take progress pictures. Start with day 1 and go all the way until you meet your goal, and take them like once a week, hell, even once a day if you want to. What these do really is tell you that you're working hard and what you're doing is paying off. I love looking back and seeing my progress pictures from like. Topic number 2, dieting. This is kind of the big one that a lot of people don't really forget about, but they don't want to really dive into because it's a huge deal. It is really hard to start a diet and maintain that diet, but again, it goes into the consistency of it. If once you do it and you continue to do it, it just becomes a habit, and you really don't mind doing it after a while. A lot of people tend to get lost on the diet of what do I eat, when do I eat it, how much do I eat, and those kind of things. They hear the word macros and they have no idea what that means. So we're going to break it down really simple. Macros are your macronutrients. You can break that down into kind of 3 categories: fats, carbs, and proteins. Those are the big 3 that you really need to know. What I'm going to do is link a calculator for finding those macros for you. You'll just enter like your weight, your height, your lifestyle, whether it's not very active or whatever you do at work and whatnot, it'll tell you a breakdown of what you should be eating macro wise in a day, and that'll help you gain muscle, lose weight, or maintain whatever you're trying to do. I'm also going to link in a calorie calculator that just kind of gives you a rough estimate of what you should be eating, again based off what your goal is in mind. Now there are quite a few apps you can use to track what you eat. I personally use an app called Lose It. It has all my foods in it right away. I can search them. I can even scan barcodes, which is really cool. It brings up whatever the nutrients are in that food, and I can just put in the amount that I'm having. It tracks how many calories I've had that day, and it also tracks the macros that are along with those foods. So it's really easy to see. People tend to think that you can only eat like chicken, rice, broccoli, or egg whites, and that's so far from true. While those are good things you can eat, you can make those things taste good or cook them in different ways that you actually enjoy them. Make sure you can kind of get good at cooking. It makes it a lot more fun to enjoy what you're doing rather than thinking of it as a chore. You're going, oh, I have to go cook today, that's not going to be fun. And you procrastinate it and you forget to do it. And then you go buy something from the store and it doesn't fit your diet. There's a lot of variation you can do in diet, so do what works for you, whatever fits you best and makes you enjoy it and continually want to do it. It's not the end of the world if you cheat on your diet. Just make sure you get back in the groove of eating your diet and don't go along the lines of justifying a cheat meal. What I mean by this is, say one day you didn't get breakfast or something, so you go buy something and then you make that become a habit of, well, I didn't eat this, so I can go eat this junk food. And then it just continues, like after you get done doing whatever you're doing, oh, well, I didn't have time to eat this part of my diet, so that means I have calories left so I can go eat whatever junk food this is. Don't do that. It's very easy to do, and once you start doing it, it's hard to stop. So make sure you're consistent and you get on yourself about staying on your diet. Last but not least are going to be supplementation and just kind of being proud of yourselves. So we'll start with the supplements. These are not a necessity. Not a necessity. You do not need supplements to have a good physique or lose weight or gain weight. They're just there to, I guess, kind of lend a hand for what you can't get with a normal diet. Now, I personally like using supplements, not a ton, like I don't go buy stacks and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of supplements, but you know, I take protein, like branched chain amino acids, and some other stuff thrown in there like creatine, but I don't rely on those supplements for what food can actually do for me. So first and foremost comes my food, and then supplementation. If you're just starting out, I would recommend first and foremost like a whey protein, and if you can handle caffeine, maybe a light pre-workout. I know a lot have a ton of caffeine in them that a lot of people don't really like or they can't handle very well, so try to avoid that if you can. And possibly some multivitamins or fish oils or simple things like that. So last but not least, be proud of yourself for actually getting up and wanting to go. For a lot of people, this is a kind of big deal. I know for me at least, I was super intimidated when I started in the gym. You see all these big guys throwing weight around and they're huge and they're scary, and I'm just this little dude who's just starting to get into lifting, and it was really intimidating to see that. But the more you go, the easier it becomes, the better it feels, and a lot of people in the gym are super cool. I've yet to meet someone who's been rude or really aggressive or anything like that. Everyone I've talked to has been super nice, very supportive, and are more than willing to help you with any question you ask. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you got some information out of this video and hope you can get into the gym, start working, and make some progress.